Imagine renting an apartment and waking up the next day to find a handprint on your mirror. The girl in apartment 9B. When Oma moved into apartment 9B, she thought she had found peace. After years of struggling in the city, she finally had her own place, small, quiet, and overlooking the old marketplace in Accra. The landlord, an elderly woman named Madam AFI, smiled too much for someone who charged so little for rent. The first night was peaceful. Until she heard knocking. It was faint at first, 3 slow knocks, then silence. Oma froze. She glanced at her door, nothing. She checked the corridor, empty. But when she came back inside, she noticed something chilling. Her mirror, the one she hadn't unpacked yet, had a handprint on it. The next day, she told the landlord what happened. Madam AFI only said, "You get used to it." Used to what? Oma asked, but the old woman just smiled and walked away. By the third night, Oma began to hear footsteps in the corridor around midnight. She told herself it was the tenants next door. Until she remembered apartment 9A and 9C were vacant, then the knocking returned, this time, louder, 3 knocks. Silence. 3 knocks again. Oma gathered courage and shouted, "Who's there?" A whisper answered, "It's me. You took my room." Oma's heart nearly stopped. She looked through the peephole, no one. But when she turned, her lights flickered. And written across the mirror in faint, shaky letters were the words, "Help me find my name." The next morning, Oma stormed downstairs to confront Madam AFI, but the old woman wasn't there. The caretaker, yawning as he swept the yard, looked at her strangely. "Madam AFI." He repeated. "She's been dead for 2 years, madam." Oma felt the ground tilt beneath her. "That's impossible. I rented this place from her 3 days ago." He stared at her for a long moment. Then slowly pointed toward a faded portrait hanging in the lobby. The woman in the frame was the same smiling face that gave Oma her keys. That night, Oma decided to leave. She packed her bags, trembling, and went to the door, but the key wouldn't turn. The lights flickered again, and the knocking began. 3 knocks. Silence. 3 knocks again. Her mirror shimmered, and for the first time, a reflection appeared that wasn't hers. It was Madam AFI, smiling, and behind her stood a little girl in a torn blue dress whispering, "You found me. Now stay." Oma stared at the message on the mirror. Her heart pounded. The apartment felt smaller, as if the walls were closing in. A tiny giggle echoed. The little girl in the blue dress appeared again, closer this time. "You found me," she whispered. "Now you stay." Oma ran to the door. Locked. She banged on it. Nothing. The mirror shimmered. Madam AFI's smiling face appeared behind Oma's reflection. "Peace has a price," she said. Oma screamed, and then silence. The next morning, apartment 9B was empty. Her belongings sat neatly on the floor. Except the mirror. On it, a new message appeared, etched in trembling letters, "You belong here now."